Hold fast to your faith. In closing this section on prayer, I'd like to share the final blog entry of the late David Wilkerson, author of the famous book from the 1980s, The Cross and the Switchblade. He spent most of his life on the streets of New York City, ministering to gangs and drug addicts. As a result of his ministry and passion for Christ, he saw thousands set free from darkness. On April 27, 2011, he wrote a simple blog entry as he did most days. But this day was different, for not long after writing this entry, he headed to town for a simple errand and was killed in a tragic car accident. As a result of this devastating loss, thousands came to pay their respects at his memorial. Considering the life he lived and the way he died so unexpectedly and unexplainably, his final blog entry is deeply profound, and I believe it has a message for all of us today. He wrote, "To believe when all means fail is exceedingly pleasing to God and is most acceptable. Jesus said to Thomas, 'You have believed because you have seen, but blessed are those that do believe and have not seen.' John 20:29. Blessed are those who believe when there is no evidence of an answer to prayer, who trust beyond hope when all means have failed. Someone has come to the place of hopelessness, the end of hope, the end of all means. A loved one is facing death, and doctors give no hope. Death seems inevitable. Hope is gone. The miracle prayed for is not happening." That is when Satan's hordes come to attack your mind with fear, anger, overwhelming questions. Where is your God now? You prayed until you had no tears left. You fasted. You stood on promises. You trusted. Blasphemous thoughts will be injected into your mind. Prayer failed. Faith failed. Don't quit on God. Just do not trust Him anymore. It doesn't pay. Even questioning God's existence will be injected into your mind. These have been the devices of Satan for centuries. Some of the godliest men and women who ever lived were under such demonic attacks. To those going through the valley and shadow of death, hear this word. Weeping will last through some dark, awful nights, and in that darkness you will soon hear the Father whisper, "I am with you. I cannot tell you why right now, but one day it will all make sense. You will see it was all part of my plan. It was no accident. It was no failure on your part. Hold fast. Let me embrace you in your hour of pain." Beloved, God has never failed to act but in goodness and love. When all means fail, His love prevails. Hold fast to your faith. Stand fast in His word. There is no other hope in this world. How profoundly spoken. Ellen White writes, "Despondency may shake the most heroic faith and weaken the most steadfast will, but God understands, and He still pities and loves. He reads the motives and the purposes of the heart. To wait patiently, to trust when everything looks dark, is the lesson that the leaders in God's work need to learn. Heaven will not fail them in their day of adversity. Nothing is apparently more helpless, yet really more invincible than the soul that feels its nothingness and relies wholly on God." My brothers and sisters in the Lord, let us keep running with our eyes on the goal. As the Apostle Paul wrote, "Wherefore seeing we also are compassed about with so great a cloud of witnesses, let us lay aside every weight and the sin which doth so easily beset us, and let us run with patience the race that is set before us, looking unto Jesus, the author and finisher of our faith, who for the joy that was set before Him endured the cross, despising the shame, and is set down at the right hand of the throne of God." Hebrews chapter 12, verses 1 and 2. Christ is the author and finisher of our faith, and He's coming back soon. May we be ready to meet Him. Until then, may we never stop running as we continue daring to ask for more.